Tribe has spoken, you know?
Shit. All right. Jackson Brown, everybody. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It was a beautiful day out, so enjoyed the sunshine a little bit.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that right off the bat. You were doing gardening this morning. What?
Yeah.
So are you like part of a community that has do you have your own plot of land? Like what? How's that all work?
Well, yeah, we're kind of in a few different projects here. In Des Moines, I was just lending a hand to the community garden. It's over, I think, 1407 Michigan Street.
Okay.
And Des Moines BLM, with a few urban farming friends, they have kind of got that parcel from the city. I think definitely don't own it because they want to develop everything in Des Moines. But yeah, they're urban farming that, so they're tilling in compost today. So that's what I helped with.
Damn. So yeah, getting ready for the season. We were just talking about that too. How, yeah. What was it they say after Mother's Day? You're supposed to start gardening.
Oh,
are you already starting? How's that all work?
Well, I'm not doing the seeds for this. I was just helping out. But my brother, me, and then his two friends, Jenny and Devin, we all were basically at my grandparents' land. We're starting a farm this year.
Okay.
So it's interesting. It's like first year farm stuff, you know. At Rainbow Lake Farm, if you ever want to follow it. But
okay.
Yeah, we started seeds for that. They started the seeds because I've yet to move out there yet. But I want to say almost a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Shit. So
we start them indoors and then we move them to the greenhouse.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So what exactly are you growing again?
I don't even do the grow plan.
Yeah, so you have no idea. You're just helping out with.
Yeah, I'm primarily the worker. I'm not the farm managers.
Oh, but,
okay. We're gonna be growing. Every time I look at the seed selection, I'm like, oh, we're growing that too. We're growing that too. It's like, I think right now we're growing a lot of microgreens. If you're familiar with that, it's like sprouts basically. So you soak seeds and let them sprout, and then you sell them early on.
Okay.
They're interesting. And then. I'm not sure if there's a market for Des Moines. That's also the first thing about opening a farm. You got to pick your markets. You know, everyone likes tomatoes. Tomatoes do well at farmers markets.
Except Molly. Molly doesn't like the tomatoes.
Well, in general, tomatoes are
yeah. No,
a more generalized thing.
There's a little cherry tomatoes. I love that in a salad. In an Italian.
We'll probably have cherry tomato varieties. We're growing. I think we're putting in this upcoming week. It's 320. I want to say it's 300 foot of trellis for vining crops.
Damn. So these are guys that you work for?
Yeah, it's my brother, and then
and
then it's on our grandparents' land. We're basically it's been a big dream to kind of
So did you guys get the money together to buy this, or was it something handed down to you? How did you get this land?
So currently, it's in my grandpa's name. My grandpa's now in the nursing home, so it's pretty much. Nursing home fees are expensive.
Yeah.
So we're either going to start utilizing this land and marketing it and make it into something more profit driven or sell it. So we're basically, I guess, passed on to the next generation.
Okay. Hey, that's a really cool project, man. That's a really, what was you said, twice a month, Saturday mornings? Fuck, I wish I had something like that. get my hands dirty.
Yeah, we're always need help at the farm, I'm sure. We do a lot of
Call me my bluff.
Yeah, right. We do a lot of we'll probably end up doing a lot of like work exchange programs out there. So it's like we'll feed you real good, you know, that type of thing. We're first year, we can't pay people too well. Yeah. We'll see returns, you know.
Yeah, well, that's really cool. That's you know, it's interesting, like in this time of COVID where you know, a lot of businesses aren't, you know, failing. You know, that you see some that are just like, you know, starting up, things that are starting up, you know.
Yeah.
It's interesting how times have changed things, and, you know, some people have obviously, you know, not done well, and some people have just flourished. It's interesting.
Yeah, a startup business is definitely, it's a scary time. I've tried to launch a clothing brand right at the beginning of COVID.
Oh, damn.
Model shoots were non-existent, that's for sure. We didn't go too far with the label, and I kind of just like regressed to making more contract work with people for my equipment. But yeah, it's scary stuff. Like people, especially if you're like opening a restaurant right now, that was really scary. So shout out to the people that are like powering through, making it work.
Yeah, that thing's crazy. That whole thing's crazy with the restaurants. I worked in the restaurant industry for like five and a half years. So yeah, I guess kind of the whole thing with that, you know, there was really statistically like low numbers at the restaurants. So I feel like there was a, you know, that was kind of just a hit that I just thought was really sad in that whole thing. But it's good that, you know, there are businesses coming up that, you know, are respecting certain, you know, those codes or whatever, those suggestions.
I'm actually really hyped. There's going to be a new pizza place downtown. That's a homie's opening up.
Okay.
I'm not sure what I forget what he said along the name, but it's Chris Hansen. But yeah, or Mowgli is his DJ name. If you ever seen him.
So is he like targeting more towards like outdoor, or like is he? I'm
not even. All I know is I know that pizza's gonna be fire. I know that dude he'll whip up some top qualities off, like, and I'm hyped to have that place to be like, I don't know. There's some places in Des Moines and like around Iowa that I'm like, oh yeah, those are really good, but nothing that like I'd be like, yo, we gotta go here because it's the homie, you know. I don't know many friends that have opened restaurants, you know. I know some like head chefs, and like I like to show them love too, but it's different, you know.
Yeah, it's a risky business, man. Have you ever seen like Kitchen Nightmares?
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, like I feel like some places I've worked, like I live that.
I feel you. I actually it was last March, right when the first lockdown hit. I quit a day before I would have been fired.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good timing.
Yeah, I was like, ooh. I don't know if I can riddle this one with the unemployment office. Didn't, but yeah, it was bartending and like back of house stuff. But yeah, seen some chaos in the kitchen as well and stuff like that. It's like, whew.
Yeah, it's really sad how some employers are willing to cut like humane corners to like make a penny, you know. I remember like the last place I ever worked, I was actually the head chef in South Dakota, and there was expired cheese, and he was like, yeah, just use it, it's fine. I'm like, dude, like, you really gonna make me use this? Like, are you fucking kidding?
Like, how expired are we talking? Because like cheese can last a bit, you know.
But, it can, but there, you know, I took like a health class.
No, yeah, I understand that. Like the safety labels you write on everything.
Yeah,
are very
if an inspector comes and you're using shit, you're fucked. So like it was my job effectively to do that, and he wasn't effectively letting me do my job. So I left because I was like both. It's funny, like on unrelated things, both jobs I had in that town, I had to quit because like my moral instinct was just like the other one, we were like selling alcohol to a guy who was like selling to kids, like we were still selling to him, and like,
you're like, we know the scam. You're like, we know what he's doing. We see those preteens in the van out there.
Yeah, so I had to quit both of those jobs. I was like, I can't do anything that's gonna like cops are gonna come and like, you're fucking under arrest.
No one shakes hands that much, you know, like
small towns, man. Can't stand them.
Yeah, there's a lot scattered around the farm that I'm at. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was just thinking as I said that.
Oh,
shit,
wait,
I might be taking a shit. Yeah, there's this. Oh no, I hold no allegiances to any of these small towns. I have no roots there. But yeah, one of the towns. I don't even want to shout it out. We're not going to say the name. Okay.
All right. But
anonymous Iowa generic town. You can probably guess.
Generic town's like 200 people.
Oh, damn.
I'm talking real small. I'm talking, they don't have no industry anymore. It's in a floodplain.
So is it really poor and run down?
Like, floods have wiped through there. Like, the government offered, I think, the money to, like, move out. Like,
oh, damn.
One of those types of floodplain towns. But
damn, that's nuts.
Yeah, there's like one bar in town. That's it. There's a bar, post office, and a bank. That's it.
Wow.
Actually, 2 days ago, crazy story. I go there. The road's blocked off by a cop. I've never seen a cop in this town. I was like, I maybe see the sheriff pass through to go to the bar, probably. I don't know. But it was the town over, and I was like, okay, this is weird. There's 2 cops here, and I was like, yo, can I get through? Like, I'm just on like the other side of the highway here. They're like, nah, town shut down. I'm like, I was like, the fuck do you mean the town shut down?
Got zombies or something?
Yeah. and I go, oh, can I just go around? He's like, nah, there's an incident downtown. And I'm like, there's an incident? Like, the only thing downtown is the bar.
Yeah.
Downtown, and it's like a one-street town. I was like, what do you mean downtown? Anyways, I'm like, can I go around on another street? It's like, nah, all exits and entries are blocked. And I'm like, what is going on, dude? Like, I'm like intrigued at this point. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, kind of like a zombie outbreak. Like, my first thought actually was like, dude, did they rob the bank? I was like, maybe they robbed the bank. I was like, there's no cops in this town. I'm like, this bank's robbable. And then I still haven't figured out. I got to go in and talk. I had to drive like 7 miles around.
Damn.
But I got to go in and talk to the bartender, because those small town bartenders fucking know everything.
Oh, yeah. Especially for a town like that. That has to be, like, if you were to find that town's news, you wouldn't go to a paper. You would go to that bartender.
No, I don't know if they ever had a newspaper. It's like an old train town. The train don't even stop. They don't even slow down. Like, you know how trains usually slow down when they go through town? That thing's just going.
God, that's really small. So, I guess this is a good segue. Did you... What's like your background? Are you like from Des Moines? Are you from another area in Iowa?
Yeah, I grew up over in West Des Moines, kind of in the neighborhood. Okay. Public school up until I was like in 8th grade, and then homeschooled to high school.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like just the public school system, or just not my learning environment. That's for sure.
I can relate to that, definitely.
It was just like, yeah. I mean, I feel like most people can. They're like, high school is awful. Like, I'm so glad I'm out.
Yeah, the education system is truly fucking corrupt and crazy.
I also had a little bit of problem with authority, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Teachers on power trips in middle school is when I was like, yeah, I'm, and then I found out the principal is moving to the high school. I'm like, oh no, no, gotta get out of here.
Damn.
It's like, I can't escape. I've already made deep roots of hatred with him.
God, yeah, I do agree with what you're saying about like teachers having an ego trip. Like they think because they've had this classroom for 10, 15 years, they get like this whole like I've taught like however many people, and I'm like this blah blah blah. But you could be like, you know, full of shit for all anyone really knows.
No, and I was also like, I was definitely a little shit too, like in middle school. But like, but then it'd just be like the petty stuff that would push me over the edge. You know, I'd be like, all right. This is bullshit. Like, can't have a coat on in class. I'm like, I'm cold. You're like, do you want to go to the office? I'm like, you know, it's like that type of stuff.
Can I move away from the vent?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is truly like just a super structured thing. You don't really have a lot of leeway.
But it's necessary for sure. Like, gotta throw taxes at that, or else like, you think people are dumb now? Like, ooh.
Yeah. No, that's true.
The bare minimum, you know?
Yeah, it's true. I will say, though, there is something that's interesting about, like, you know, and there's a lot of misinformation on the internet, and it's not really right now a good model, but it has the potential to be a really powerful teaching tool. And it really is kind of interesting. Like, I don't know, it's an interesting thought experiment, like, how much, because, you know, I feel like education has stemmed from, you know, a limited amount of information known amongst the general public, and now that's like, you know, tripled, quadrupled.
Now you can access everything at your fingertips.
So it's just kind of an interesting brain experiment, I think, thinking about that, like how relevant is the education system today versus what it was.
For sure, it's crazy. People, I don't think kids will learn cursive anymore.
Yeah. What's even the fucking point? They can just type it up.
I wish they taught us like, I wish they drilled in like another language before that, you know. Teach me how to write in like Sanskrit or something.
You know what they should do? They should this might sound crazy. They should teach kids programming.
Yeah.
Like code.
I was trying to learn HTML when I was in like elementary school.
Oh, damn.
Like build like a few. I can't remember it for now. I haven't done. I can make like some title page adjustments to a website, but like, yeah, it's interesting. I have some coder friends. It's a whole thing, you know.
It really is.
It is like learning another language. Like,
yeah.
when you don't have to like right now. If I get into coding, or at least when it comes to HTML, I gotta like Google. You know, Google.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or like we're just copy pasting code and like editing it. We're not doing that shit from scratch. We're getting on some forum. Some Reddit users like, I got you. Like.
See, and that's like the thing that I couldn't like, because I actually did programming for a year.
Yeah.
And like I took the same class twice, and the second time I failed it.
Oof.
And I was like,
Wait, the first time you passed?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the credit didn't transfer, and I took it again. And it was just a different pace and, you know, different stuff. I missed out on the first week, and it fucked me. And like, yeah, man.
It'd be definitely less intimidating if you were taught that as a kid. You just like jump right into it, you know. It's like, oh, it's like riding a bike. We can not be so intimidated by this. It's like I've had that in some of my classes where I was like, wow, this is a lot. Like,
yeah, I think it's intimidating to like jump into college right after high school. I wish I had taken like a year or maybe even a couple years before that initially.
I didn't think I was gonna go to college really at all. I had no plans, and then this last year, I went to Berklee College of Music. It was online, so that was fun. Great instructors there, and I was doing their music business side, but like just industry professionals, like all the way around. It's just like I think like my touring manager like booked the Police for one of their first like US things, and like
that's tight.
Robert Plant. It was a really cool experience. But I think the last class I was there and I dropped it. Gonna go back at it eventually, but right now I was like, I'm gonna focus on some other stuff. It was music licensing, and I was like, yeah, this is. Also, I feel like in a classroom environment, it'd probably be easier because I look around at my other like peers and be like, oh, y'all are just people too, you know, like. But via that Zoom screen, you know, and they're like, I'm like, you already work at Sony? I was like, what am I doing here, dude? I was like, you're just brushing up right now? Oh.
Molly had something similar with her, what was it, your school shit, where you did all the Zoom stuff? You were like...
My residency?
Your residency, yeah. You were doing stuff, she was doing, like, her class with, like, people who were already therapists. And you were just saying that you were really intimidated by that.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, sometimes it's good because you can, like, you know, you can suck up that knowledge from your peers, too, like a little vampire. Like, give me it. Sometimes, you know, sometimes the students will have better ideas than the teachers, you know. When you get in that group setting, if there's a lot of creative minds, you're like...
Yeah, that is the best kind of classroom environment.
But also, I guess when I was homeschooled through high school, it was a lot of online schooling, too. So I think I prepared myself for the COVID shutdown, everyone. Even though my school, I was going to go online anyways for Berklee. But, yeah, everyone was like, oh, it's so weird learning online. I'm like, like, I've done this since I was like 14. You know, you just it's reading. It's just the same thing.
Damn. So how much of your classes were like in-person Zoom versus like just doing all your stuff online? Like in terms of like the lectures or texts just being posted?
Yeah. Yeah, Berklee was kind of varied from professor to professor. It was usually like 2 like live classes a week, which was funny because you weren't actually required to attend those at live. Like you could just watch them. So a couple of my classes is literally just me and the professor like bullshitting for the entire time, just talking, like, which was a really interesting experience. It's like, damn, apparently I'm paying for like one-on-one treatment right now because no one's showing up. Granted, there's a lot of international students, so some it's like I can't show up at 3 p.m. Eastern because it's like I don't even know what time it was for that dude, but
damn,
all over the place. I was like, what? I don't know. I was like, you're learning touring in like another country from, I don't know. It was kind of like U.S. based for the touring apparatus. I like to think. I mean, you can apply those tools elsewhere, but like, I don't know. It's crazy. Like some of the international students that some colleges attract. You know, it's like,
yeah.
Is this like really that applicable in your home country? Like sometimes I don't know. I don't know what the music scene's like in every country though. I feel like it's like vastly different. Like,
Yeah, that is probably like one of the things that transpires over borders, over across languages is music.
yeah, they're like, what's the payout? Just gotta translate that and we're good. Gotta get your set time. Yeah, being a stage manager with international talent would be real interesting. Like,
Yeah.
if there's like a language barrier, like cause I've like, during house shows and stuff, you like, act as a stage manager and you like, push people on stage like it's your set, but like.
So, do you know any languages? No.
I like to think I can speak country folk. So like, I like to say I'm bilingual, but not really. Like when I go into that small town bar, and they're like, you get in a small town bar and you're there for like more than an hour. You're like, I think I can speak another language. Like I think. Like, I should have replied when you said you bilingual. I should have been like, you betcha.
Just any Midwest different town I can translate through the different parsings. That'd be quite a skill. So what do you like? Do you like play instruments? Do you do anything with music? Or?
So I grew up around instruments quite a bit. My brother played the guitar, so I bought a guitar. Didn't really stick with that. It's kind of like following the footsteps. I was like, I want that, but I'm not allowed to touch his. So. I played the drums for a bit, but then throughout, I think when I was about 14, I went to my first music fest. That's when I always joke around. I'm like, I feel like music fests were like more of my high school experience, especially socially, than actual, like the school I did. But, yeah, that's where I really fell in love with music and just the music scene in general is, just touring festivals basically.
So, like, what kind of acts did you see?
Ooh, well,
kind of everything.
Of course, I've seen like the local stuff when it comes to the local scene here and the festivals like 835. But I think my first festival I went to, I was like out of state festivals. Like I was like 15. It was summer camp over in Chillicothe, Illinois, and there's a lot of jam bands there. It's a pretty collective lineup, but switches up every year, and then. Been to festivals out on the East Coast, a place called Deep Roots. Used to be where All Good was festival, but I've seen, I don't even know, like, it's so collective. My music tastes are so chaotic from attending, like, a collective festival. It's like, I've seen great bluegrass bands, headline rap acts, and then also, like, the jammiest of hippie bands, like, I've seen Fish, I've seen Snoop Dogg, I've seen Damian Marley. That was probably one of my favorites. I don't know if you've listened to Damian Marley, but
this sounds like a stupid question. But
he's one of the Marleys, okay. For sure. But like I like the more underground stuff. I think that's what I fell in love with the most, and why I want to be a promoter is that, like, the headliner that like you went there to see on the main stage, that's gonna kick ass no matter what. Like you're gonna be like, this is awesome. Mm-hmm. But like finding that act that you didn't know you liked on like the main stage hidden in the woods, or not the main stage, the side stage hidden in the woods, that's like where the beauty is, in my opinion, of like Music Fest, is that like you just stumbling upon something and you're like, this is awesome. Is that just like impromptu?
Damn.
Like I don't think I ever actually, I like mark a schedule down. Like they always have schedules. I never keep that in my pocket, and I'm just like, I'm wandering. Like, I've missed sets before, like, that I really wanted to see. I'm like, damn, but I was over here doing some random stuff, so.
See, for me, with festivals, I think that would be the anxiety portion for me. It's just, like, because I'm a very, like, I like to have things planned and, like, worked out.
That's the thing, you gotta let go at the festival. Release, carefree. Some people, I mean, some people do it, probably that way. That's just how I do it. I'm just like.
Hey, Molly, do you want to grab waters?
The key is knowing the festival map, and that's why I like returning to festivals, is because then I'm like, if I already know where everything's at, I'm like, Soulshine tents over here, main stage is over there, barn stage is over there. I'm like, I already know. I don't gotta, I guess that's also the beauty of a first year festival. When you go there, you gotta like scavenger hunt basically, like, map it out, Lewis and Clark style, like.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done like an outdoor festival or
Yeah,
like
the
anything
camping
like
fest.
that.
Well,
No.
yeah, they're one of my biggest inspirations. That's why actually my project, The Rabbit Hole, is gonna kind of turn into that. We're at my grandparents' farm I talked about earlier, on the other side of the property. We're leasing about, I want to say it's about 5 acres. A barn there, and then from the neighbor, I'm gonna lease about 2 to 3 acres of parking, and basically COVID, as a promoter who likes to do sweaty underground basement, shows where it's like, let's jam pack in a basement. Not very COVID friendly, turns out. I mean, all music events aren't really COVID friendly, like right now.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are trying, but that is definitely not, like, fire marshals are probably already mad at me for, packing 50 people in a basement. Like, I'll make sure there's exits, but like, that's how that's how like the house show scene is. Like, there's, no one's like going in there and like measuring it.
Snitching on the EDM scene.
Well, EDM or I was
Okay,
really
fine.
hyped. I was really hyped to do live bands, which
I did see some of that.
yeah, I like to. I'd always hand out earplugs for those though. I'll tell you what, it's so funny how like the community I built is a lot of full of musicians. So when musicians attend our shows and I'm like, yo, you need earplugs? They're like, thanks, bro. Like, they're like, yeah, fuck yeah. And the people that like aren't musicians are like, they kind of like Scott, they're like, earplugs. You're like, and you're like, all right, motherfucker. Like, I'm gonna still be enjoying this music in 3 years.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's cinder block walls down here. We put up some moving blankets, but like, it's not a studio environment. There's
Just rely on the technology to get better.
yeah, but like, dude, hearing aids are gonna be what's up. I mean, if they already make in-ear monitors, for like bands, like.
Yeah. Did you ever see the movie Sound of Metal?
No.
It's this movie about a guy in a heavy metal band who goes deaf, and like he's like struggling with like he goes to this like place and he's like an ex-heroin addict. He's like struggling with like trying to relapse and trying to deal with the fact that he like can't hear anymore.
Damn, that's tragic.
Yeah, and then he gets the implants, and they hate him for the implants because that's like against their community values or whatever. And like it comes out like really like it's shitty. Yeah. So I mean,
well, yeah, it's just like when you were talking about before we went live. It's like that is probably just as crucial as like taste and smell is to a chef, and like if you lose it with COVID, like
yeah, that's some freaky shit, man. People losing
people
losing
things you take for granted that you're like, damn, I really need this. I mean, granted, I guess you can play music deaf, but like you just gotta like rely on like your bandmates. Like, am I good? I guess. I don't know how you do that because like, especially as a drummer. That's
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Because you gotta be ahead of the beat, I think, when you like play drums.
Well, yeah, even when I play usually the drummer, when I set up audio, like wants his own monitor there, like blasting so he can hear it. So it's like, it's super crucial. I mean, yeah, honestly.
You gotta know your surroundings.
Yeah, but I feel like, would you be less self-conscious or more self-conscious? You'd be like,
probably more.
You're like, I don't know, sounds good to me. Like,
I guess you're not gonna know for a while, right?
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to. Damn. Yeah, it's like who's the guy Def Leppard who plays with the one hand.
Yeah,
Push with
fucking
one hand?
gnarly.
It's just it's crazy when Ray Charles or whoever people have a disadvantage and they accelerate.
I have a homie that
or
cut off like 3/4 of one of his fingers. He's a great guitar player though. I forget if it was a strumming hand, but he's in a band called Birdie Pie here in Des Moines. But yeah, it's funny because funny. No, it wasn't funny, but I mean like his attitude about it was beautiful. It was like I was like, oh my god, like, dude, how are you gonna play guitar? And he's like, it was I'm pretty sure he said it was like, it's like I gotta like relearn all over again, dude. Like it's awesome. Like when do you ever get to like experience like relearning something? I was like, keep with that attitude. That's what's up. I've seen him thrash too, and like he can. Yeah, I don't think it's phasing one bit. I think I think he just like there's some adjustment, and once I got it down, like he's good. But
damn, that's impressive.
Yeah,
cool shit.
So lawnmower blade. I don't know if I mentioned that lawnmower blade.
Oh, that's what fucked him up. Ooh.
Like, I think he was like it was jammed, like it was off probably, but like it still had like some like tension on it. It was like,
Yeah, that's one of my nightmares for sure. Getting fucking shit. By a
do you ever cut yourself pretty bad when you're a chef? I know some chefs that have cut themselves real bad.
So I have like I never like really done it that bad or seen that bad of an accident. I've sliced myself and gotten stitches a couple times for sure. Mm-hmm. The worst time I ever got stabbed, I was actually making a gravity bomb for 420, and my dumbass was using a Coke bottle. And they specifically tell you not to use a Coke bottle because the cap is so thick. If you like want to do it, you have to like burn it for a while and like all that shit, which I don't really recommend, honestly. Hey, so my dumbass was stabbing with
DIY culture. Sometimes it's just a little unsafe. Not gonna lie.
No, I don't recommend anybody doing it this way. I had a pair of scissors and I was trying to stab it, and it slipped, and I actually stabbed. You can see the scar there.
Oh, still, for sure. Yeah.
Like stabbed my fucking thing through the my skin, and I went to the ER and they asked me what happened. I was like, I was making a craft, an art craft.
You know, I'm a crafty person.
Yeah. Crafty with my words.
That one nurse is like, yeah. Probably thought you were like playing like Five Finger Fight.
You ever see the Aliens where it does it really fast?
It's crazy. I don't know. I've tried it before. Not like with like, I don't do it with knives. I'm not like that type of person. But like I've like been like a Phillips head screwdriver, and I'm like, I have all my finger or whatever the song goes, you know. And I was like, oh, I'm doing it, and then like clip myself.
Damn.
Not to a point where I'm a stab though. It's like not a sharp Phillips head. That's like a real dull one.
It's not worth it.
No.
There's this guy, Jacob the Freak, that we've had in the podcast.
Yeah, I'm familiar. Yeah. He's friends with who did audio that night.
The Guerrilla Graphics.
Sorry, not audio, but Guerrilla Graphics. Jaden, he's the homeboy.
Yeah.
He did all my content for the Rabbit Hole, video wise. He's been a homie for years. Actually, I met him through my brother.
Oh, okay.
He went to school with my brother, and then I'm pretty sure he went to school with Jacob as well.
Huh. Yeah. I know he's worked quite a bit with like Gabe G7.
Yeah, he's all over. He's doing lots of things. He's I hope he can transition to like doing it full time. I know he's a manager at a restaurant. I think it's the other place he's a manager. But yeah, he's I think he's doing that like less and less though. Like it's hard in Des Moines, especially in COVID, you know, like events probably slowed down quite a bit, but he's like, you know, been steady building out clients, so that's cool.
Yeah. I think
love you, Jaden.
I think the thing that is good about Iowa though is I think we have a lot of potential for like outdoor events. You know, just with the amount of space that we have, you know, we can do it in a way that's, you know, everybody's comfortable with and that's safe, you know.
Yep. That's what I'm trying to transition into with the new project. It really probably not doing it this summer, so it's probably going to be kind of, I mean, hope, you know, we said this last time with like oh, you know, we'll just close down for a little bit. But yeah, I think 2022 is when the new project will be released. Kind of keeping it vague because I'd rather show people than tell people, you know. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be definitely larger than a 50 capacity basement venue. So, but I'm trying to keep the intimate vibes, but just like step it up, you know.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, you know, I really hope that, you know, everybody can transition to that. So tell me a little more about the Rabbit Hole project. Like, is it exclusively just like, so because you have your other group, the Iowa Underground. Like, what? I guess are those two separate businesses? How is that all work?
So Iowa Underground is kind of meant to be the more public promotional arm, and cross promotion of just DIY culture in the state of Iowa in general, specifically the music scene. So I kind of created that after I realized, because the Rabbit Hole, I try to keep it more low key, because that's actually like the speakeasy style venue, and try to keep it as more like a you know type deal. So that is actually the house venue. That's the house I live in right now. The Rabbit Hole is. That is where that was like our flagship project, because the whole idea with Iowa Underground is to kind of create a network of places like the Rabbit Hole of intimate DIY settings for local artists to kind of engage, get that intimate relationship with their fan base. So I wasn't really sure when we started it if like, is it just gonna be a place for homies? When I first started the rabbit hole, I was like, I wanted it to be more. I wanted it to be more than just like for the friends. And of course the friends are gonna be there, but like I just wanted to be a sanctuary basically. And that's what like, you know, some venues are in Des Moines. Like that's what the Muse was. It was a sanctuary to new talent. I never like to turn down a booking. I like to like, well, it depends. It depends if you're rapping about murder rap. Probably not gonna put you in my house. But just because that's like literally I'm above.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's been beautiful because before we got shut down with COVID, or at least ethically we thought we had to shut down. We were the first show for quite a few people. And so that first performance is really cool and special for a lot of artists. And so it's cool to be able to have that like breakout stage for them. But like I said, Iowa Underground is meant to be a network. So right now, the network includes of us, the Rabbit Hole, the Quad City Frequency Collective. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No.
They're out in the Quad Cities. They do underground shows over there.
Okay.
They're a production outlet. They have a great sound system. Cool dudes. And then Stutterbox always has like Blythe, you know him, yeah. He's always had like very strong ties to the underground, I guess, with his events. A lot of like cool after parties and stuff. So I like to include it's basically just like the promotion friends that I'm building out since I started this. It's meant to be like cross promotion and just scene development. Just you know, you send me a flyer, I'll probably post it. Like,
damn, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
So what? So you kind of, I don't know. I don't mean to compare, but like I think you and I kind of do similar things. We both are like very centric on like local stuff, and we both want to promote it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's cool, man. I do see a lot of what you do. You're pushing a lot of stuff, and you're, I always see people and talk to them. I feel like you get brought up at some point, usually with people. So people know.
Yeah, we've met a lot of people, especially through Iowa Underground. I like to run some activism through that as well. When it comes to basically building stronger communities in general is kind of what DIY culture is about, bringing people together with music. So with Iowa Underground, giving a platform for community organizations to basically source audio. That's what I've been doing a lot of, is low budget audio work.
Okay.
Well, not low budget, I guess. Affordable.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
For them. Yeah. And then also having a platform to network. So that's why I want to build it around the state. So then I can, if you're in another city, I don't have to drive to get audio. Hopefully I have a homie there that will do audio for you, that type of thing.
Okay.
I guess, just elevating the culture of the underground is meant to elevate the culture as a whole.
So are you doing that like in music form, in like podcast form? Like how are you getting like audio?
Oh, sorry. I meant audio as in live audio, like PA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're talking about like events.
Yeah.
Like getting people on stage and
for example, like we've worked with Des Moines BLM or Des Moines Black Liberation Movement, and then Ames BLM. We've worked with some community events we've done at parks with Seek Vision Studios. We did it with them. An event.
I think I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So just basically, if you have like a cool idea that's like for the community, hit me up. I'll probably run audio for it.
Damn.
I probably won't charge you too much.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Well, hey, if anybody has anything they want to do this summer when it's warm and people can do stuff outside, hit this.
Oh yeah, we got generators. We got lots of speakers now. I'm always collecting speakers.
Hell yeah.
We're like, I made this joke a few times, but I'm like the crazy cat lady adopting cats. I feel like sometimes when I'm buying audio equipment, because I just like searching the classifieds all day. Like, I have right now. I'm building out 4 different PA cabinets and 2 different woofer cabinets.
Damn.
And I'm also refurbishing some monitors right now. I actually just picked up a used amp because I wanted to test some of these out. I don't have enough amps because it's a passive system. And I bought it from a Joan Jett cover band. It was she was such a sweet lady. I went there and I was like all prepared to like haggle her, you know. This is Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, I'm here to haggle. Like, I'm here to get stuff cheap. Like, I get there and she's so nice and we're like talking. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy this at list price. It's like, it was still a good deal, but it was just like, you know, Joan Jett cover band's a pretty old band, so she was like, I don't like to presume, maybe, but I think she looked older than my mother. So I was like, I don't feel comfortable haggling.
Yeah.
Someone older than
you don't
me.
want to fuck someone over like just for the sake of it. Yeah.
Got her on Facebook. I may book her Joan Jett cover band someday. I don't know. We'll see.
Fuck yeah. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought a little bit there. When you're talking about doing the speakers, did you learn to do that yourself, or how? Like,
so when it comes to our house shows, I usually hire out an audio tech, or a sound tech, that is, which actually lives with me. I live with musicians. I guess I didn't mention that. They're a very integral part of my inspiration when it comes to this. Seeing them perform and play music is what really made me want to be involved in the industry. But yeah, Morgan, my sound tech, he's the one that he had the PA, and now it's kind of transitioned to my hands to use right now. But yeah, he taught me a little bit. I'm definitely no sound wizard, that's for sure. I can plug stuff in, and I'm gonna adjust the levels, and that's like, if I'm doing an event with a lot of musicians, if it's beyond hip hop where it's just a backing track I'm queuing, I'm definitely hiring out a sound tech. Like, I'm not adjusting EQ for like a trumpet horn. Like, that's not what I'm doing. That's for sure. I don't know how to do that.
It's above my pay grade, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I like to be capable, kind of like bare minimum, like at some stuff. But eventually, you just got to realize you can't do everything. You know.
Yeah.
And it's like, really relied on my roommates for that. Like,
well, that's
helping out with shows, because like, you got to have a doorman.
Yeah,
it's a 21 plus show. You got to have a doorman. Like, you got to be checking IDs. If we'd have cameras mounted, you know, so we can see when people show up. But like, you need people to handle business. Like, there's homies all around, but like, also they're drinking. You know, you need some people to be like, ew, let's hold it down.
Yeah, you gotta be smart about how you plan things.
So usually, you know, then I wrote my roommates into it also. Mm-hmm. Like, we had the plan of like doing a few shows, and then it kind of turned into something more. Into like a every other weekend thing for a bit there, and it was like, you gonna help out, because this is pretty awesome, huh? Like, we're throwing the coolest parties I think I've ever been to. Like, having a full band in our basement right now.
Damn.
Got a merch table. They're selling merch. Like,
damn, that's fun as fuck, man. I'm glad you're you have this community vibe going.
Yeah, and that's that's the whole thing about it, is DIY culture is really about creating something special, and it is kind of, sometimes it can feel like exclusive because of the capacity, but there's always room for one more person usually, you know. That's what I always make the joke when we have a clicker that we would use at shows, and be like, we feel like 6 more people. And every time it'd be like a different number, but yeah, like 6 more, you know, like.
Damn. So you're I don't know. You were joking about the fire marshals earlier. Did you ever have any issues with that, like being in like that cramped of a basement?
Yeah, I mean, I have. Well, no, because it's underground. We don't. Yeah, but no, we haven't had any like scary moments where like we had like I keep 2 fire extinguishers down there and then one upstairs. Like everything's run through surge protectors. I try to keep it, you know, as safe as I possibly can make it. But also, we weren't really commercial. It was all donation driven. Basically, everything went to the artists. So that's also like, it's just a house party, you know. Really, it's like, it's not like we weren't actively selling Eventbrite tickets, you know, like doing that type of thing. So it's like, it's easy to pass under the radar, you know. Get that? I like to think there's a law. It's like a social host immunity law. I think we borderlined on that. Just when it comes to what people can do in your presence and you be liable for it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I didn't know that was.
As in, like, I we make sure people got Ubers and stuff, but you you just try to keep it safe as possible.
I see, like with drinking and all that, you can't like.
Well, yeah,
you have
because
to
we
keep
weren't
it
selling
legal
alcohol. I want to make like we've never sold alcohol there.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, I know. I just wanted, yeah, but it was BYOB, so like.
Yeah. So that's probably the loophole then.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't have to pay for the liquor license.
No, it's my house. I don't think they'll
and
give.
true.
I don't think they'll
I
give
don't
me a
know why
liquor
I'm thinking
license for my house.
official.
Because I like to borderline. I like to think we're like. I was trying to do like or at least my version of gold standard for like a house show. Because there's levels to it. Like we graffitied up the basement, did murals, and like put in real stage lighting, and then actually have a quality PA. Not talking down. DIY has like huge spectrum of. It can just be a single speaker in mono, like in your living room. That's as simple as DIY music can be. But I like to think we're just super extra. We just try really hard. We like it.
Hey, I mean,
It's just,
look at my podcast. Man.
Yeah,
How extra we are.
it curates a vibe always. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like to be a vibe curator. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
but I think it was the Iowa City house show scene is what sparked my interest in house shows about 2017. There's this place called the Governor's Mansion there. They did house shows for quite a while, and I attended one there. Saw like a DJ and like a band, and I was like, "Damn, this is fucking cool!" Like, you can just do this, huh? You can just like, you can just have music in your basement, like, and like invite friends over. What the fuck, like?
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this one day." And then moved into a house with all the homies, and then we just decided to create a concert venue in our basement.
So was that when it started? Like, how long you've been like doing things with like organization, like organizing things like this?
No, it really started in the basement when we moved in about two years ago. It was like we kind of had a plan. The basement was not in good shape, tell you what. So it's like, what are we gonna do with this basement? Like, we also want a practice space because everyone plays music here, well, besides me. So I was like, but I wanted to run lights or something, Always looking for an avenue. And basically just power washed the basement. We didn't tell our landlord about it. Because we were like, this basement is awful. No matter what we do, he's going to be like, cool. Like, so he showed the house not too long ago, and he saw the mural work, and he's like, damn, what's this like? He was like, this is cool. It's a selling point of the house actually now. And then when he's touring it, I mean, I'm going to paint over everything. Just cause, but he was like, oh, when I show people the basement, they're not like, oh, musty basement. They're like, oh, damn.
Yeah, like people actually chilled.
Y'all got cool. Yeah, y'all got cool lights and like.
Yeah, that's a huge selling point.
Yeah, too bad we're gonna take it all away when we leave. I like to think because it is in Campus Town. It's near University. I won't say what one, but general. We're in Des Moines. It's not too hard, but yeah. So I like to think hopefully like maybe some college students get it and. Might be able to do some pop-up shows in there in the future, Might be able to like, hey, do you want to throw really cool parties? like, because it's always been a party house that we live in. Like, I know that because we looked under the deck, and it was like, these are a lot of solo cups. Like, so it's always been that. Funny story is, this one dude came to the house, and he's like, bro, I used to live here. Just a random gen pop that found the social, or came with a friend. And then I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, dude, we I have this wood beams in the basement. So we collapsed the floor because we party upstairs. I was like, what? I was like, yeah, our landlord loves us. That's when I figured out. I was like, I think we're good tenants. I was like, we fix a lot of shit, and like, I was like, y'all collapsed the floor? He's like, yeah, dude. And the landlord was pissed, and I was like, I bet. I wonder why. I was like, this is like a whole I-beam right here they had to put in. I mean, granted, it's like an old house, but I was like.
Damn, that's funny.
They're like, yeah, we would like kind of chill in this basement. I was like, was it your Christmas tree that we threw out that was down here? There was like an old Christmas tree decorated like 4 Loco cans. So I'm just like, college boy shit. I was like, he's like, nah, that was here before us. I was like, damn.
That's
so
funny.
Interesting. We'll have to on the outside on the front porch. There's like written names of like what they called their house. Like everyone like one of them was like. I think one of them was called the Chopped House, which I was like, that's funny. Like that's just some like frat boy shit, like Chopped House. We're all chopped. Like I don't know. That's what it was named. So shout out Chop House. But then so like we're gonna write down on there with like paint marker, the rabbit hole, and then we'll put the social there.
Word.
pass it on. Unless like a cop moves in, I guess. Or like a city official, but I doubt it. It's gonna be just some college students. Everyone he's been showing it to is like just like students or like student athletes or whatever. So I was like, yeah, I don't think I'll maybe toss in free tickets to whatever I do, like randomly in the mail once in a while. I like that, like, stumble down the rabbit hole. That's the whole point of it. Like you get lost in it, So yeah, basically, like I might just do that. I might just throw some tickets in their mailbox occasionally and be like, "What the fuck is this?" Like we used to throw shows at your house. Now we're doing it elsewhere. Slide through, say what's up, reminisce. How's the house doing? Is everything still breaking? Yeah, probably.
That's fucking funny, man.
Yeah, old houses, man. Everything goes wrong. We've had the repair service out so much. When we first called the repair service, he's like, "Oh, is it that house right over in?" Like he like described it perfectly. Like, yeah, he's like, "Yeah, we've been there." He's like,
"Oh, we know."
He's like, blank is your landlord?" I was like, "Yeah, that's him." He's like, "Yeah, we'll bill him." I'm like, cool.
Your thing's called the rabbit hole, and I'm curious. The Alice in Wonderland and all that, is that related to? Does that have any relation to LSD or psychedelics?
No, it's funny. That's what my professors asked too when I was describing the project. Because he's like, he described, what's that song? White Rabbit by
Jefferson
Airplane. Yeah. It's the first thing he mentioned, and I was like, well, actually, it was like more about. It was more about that it was an underground venue, like also underground. So like we were trying to figure out a name, and I was like, I'm like, we're really stumbling down the rabbit hole with names here. I think it just kind of came organically. I'm like, shit, dude, do we just like. We just like said it as a saying, like of just regarding something else. We're like, shit, that actually works. We're like, but yeah, also Alice in Wonderland. The original manuscript was called Alice's Adventures Underground.
Oh, really?
So I like that, and then also it was like published in like 1865, so it's all public domain. So like I can pull from that world kind of in a way, and it will be like. No one's coming after me with copyright unless I pull from the Disney version. unless I throw Johnny Depp on a wall, like we're good. If I use illustrations, that's illustrations for like from the original book, like we're good.
Oh, okay.
But I like it because it was kind of like I guess it's so integral to like the fantasy genre. It was like it's pretty trippy for 1864 or 1865. But yeah, it's more about stumbling down the rabbit hole because we wanted it to be. We did target the EDM scene quite a bit. Frankly, DJs are easier to book for a house show when it comes to donations because it's just less people to pay out. That's not saying I don't have love for live bands. I love live bands so much. It's just
no, it makes sense.
It's harder.
Yeah, it's easier.
But we did have a lot of bands booked that we had to postpone. But yeah, I was trying to be like, when you go there. Make a genre mashup. That's what it's. So you're stumbling down the rabbit hole because you might go there for a DJ, but then sandwiched in between DJ sets is a live band that you didn't know that you fucking love now. But I wouldn't doubt if people trip there. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's that's just the music scene in general. Like there's definitely probably someone tripping.
Hell yeah. You ever fuck with that? Acid or mushrooms or anything like that?
No. I don't trust chemists. I'd rather do shrooms than I would LSD. That's for sure.
See, I've had awful experiences on mushrooms.
Yeah?
I've taken it like 4 times. Like, and I've taken LSD a substantial amount of times, like 15, 20 times probably. So like, I'm not foreign to psychedelics, but yeah, I've just had awful. I always tell people, I'm like everyone always like.
Well,
seems
it is
mushrooms.
Food poisoning. So
yeah, yeah.
It is.
Really.
I don't know. It's definitely been around me. Just not into I'm not really into tripping hard. I guess, I don't know. Like, I like just like being, when I'm behind the light rig or if I'm like at a show, I get so caught up in it. Like, that's my high. Is like, my high is like the, I mean, I also smoke pot, but like,
yeah.
I mean, like my high of the show is seeing it, all the pieces that I've put together, kind of like, figure out and.
Well, if you're and you're in a different position than probably a lot of people who are tripping at those shows. You're actually behind the scenes. So
yeah.
It would be hard to, take a psychedelic and try to do all that, I would think.
If I like took a sack of mushrooms and tried to organize a whole house show, while running lights, is be like, oh, dude, these fucking colors are dope. They're like, no one's on stage. Who's supposed to be performing right now? Like, where's the set list?
We're just gonna take a half hour to just breathe. That'd be funny. Well, you mentioned MJ. I always like to ask people, like, when did you start smoking? What was your tale of?
I started going to Music Fest at like 14. Okay. So probably then.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're like a 14-year-old, like, you know, and you're like at a reggae show, like, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna, okay, like, let's send it. Like, you can't see Ziggy Marley and be like, not have a contact high and be real. So it's like, might as well aim higher than that.
Damn. So
you're always older at festivals for some reason. You always, I think, you look older when you're like, this kid can't, you know, this kid can't be like 14 at this festival. It's like middle of nowhere. How do you even get here? You don't have a license. Like,
it's probably something psychology with, like, you're in an environment that you think just adults are in, so like you just project that into everyone else.
Well, also my brother is an artist, so a lot of times we would find I'd help him like with his merch booth and stuff. So like, I don't know if some festivals that are supposed to card me, but they're like, oh, he's with the artist, so just like roll through, you know. He's just like he's with the painter. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Damn. So it's so kind of all just centered around
like
your love of all that.
I'd be like a bit older, be like 16, and like I have VIP wristbands, like, like you know, somehow we get VIP, and then like that's when they really probably think you're older. Is like, yeah, this 16-year-old isn't at this fest, fucking in the middle of nowhere. From like, you can't be chilling VIP getting IPAs. Like, 16-year-olds don't like IPAs, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of the advantage you run if you're younger and you you know, reach for higher goals that are expected at that age.
Well, yeah, also like my roommates are all like 25, and I'm only 21, but
okay.
See, because they're all, I know them, I met them through my brother. So yeah, when you're around older people too, people just like assume.
They assume it's.
That's like when I started the Rabbit Hole, we started as a 21 plus venue, but I was 20 at the time. So, I'm not gonna lie, some of my homies were like, what the fuck, bro? And I'm like, bro, we're in a neighborhood that's filled with college students. I don't trust college students with BYOB. They'll just like, it's like, college freshmen don't know how to drink. I know because you're a college freshman. You don't know how to drink.
Hiding behind the veil of the 21 plus. Hiding behind the veil of promotion. That's funny.
Well, it's also how you can have like a house party and like not get it busted. They bust in, they're like, but was it too loud? But no, we thought, like, no, work hard on people, bro. Like, they never did that, but
shit. I do have. I guess I'm curious about this. Just to play devil's advocate a little bit. What do you say? Because there's a lot of divide right now, I feel like, with shows, people wanting to go back and perform, you know, wanting to kind of be a little more freeform with it. And, you know, there's, you know, people who might be, you know, really opposed to that, you know, want to wait and, you know, keep that. What do you say to people who really want to perform and want to, you know, get back to that kind of thing?
Well, it's not necessarily what I want to say to the artist, because I know the artist hunger is always going to be there. And ethically, I think for artists right now, it's about working with promoters that are at least looking like they're trying to do something. You know, it's about promoters showing like some initiative in terms of either mask mandates for their shows, cap capacities, and you see that in a lot of other states. But here, you know, with Kim lifting that ban, and then you just don't. I guess like if you look in Denver's doing shows at like Black Box right now. They're throwing some shows, and you know, at least on the flyer. I mean, I've never been them, so I can't really like claim that they're like perfect, or these other cities that are doing events now, but they're, you know, sanitizing stations, masks required, cap, like, you know, fewer level of occupancy, that type of thing. Seating charts, some people are doing like tables, you know, I don't know, it's like until basically, like, I feel like it gets to a certain point where like everyone's telling us like it's okay. You just gotta like show a little bit more initiative as a promoter and just like, hey, this is what we're doing to keep safe. Like, basically, like, we hear your concerns. This is how we're like addressing them, even if they're not like big things. Like, at least, you know, be transparent about it, be upfront, and figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're definitely not doing house shows anytime soon. Might, you know, do a few with some friends. Like, where it's not really like a general population thing where I'm like, slide in the DMs for the address. Just be like, if you know me, slide through. If you think you know me well enough, slide through. But and I'll let you know. But yeah, that's why I think we're just gonna try to do some outdoor events this summer. It's gonna be nice out. Hopefully not get any noise ordinance charges. That'd be cool. Cause
Have you had that problem?
No, no, we haven't. We've done audio in some precarious places where it's probably not like. Yeah, I've been asked if I have permits.
Oh.
Usually it's like, yeah. By the way, I'm pack up. You just pack it up, you know. If it's, I don't know. You just pack it up. That's the cool part about basements, though. You can't hear shit from a basement if you If
you do it right.
Yeah, if you do it right, we'd have curtains and kind of have that sound room you enter. But definitely would still be loud when people would open the exterior door.
Probably get hot down there.
Yeah, we turn off the furnace, that's for sure. Yeah. Because the furnace is in the basement.
Oh yeah, that's probably
it's in the green room, the sectioned off part of the basement that the artists are in. The green room has the furnace in it.
Oh, that's cool as fuck. So you guys actually have a separate green room for
we got kind of the general area, and then I'll have to have you through sometime, bro.
Yeah,
before we move out. But yeah, we have a green light in there because you gotta have a green light in the green room. At least that's what I think.
Damn.
But you got green room writers, you got pretzels, you got snacks. I'll throw your favorite beer in the mini fridge down there.
Cool. Hell yeah, man.
You got to be very catering to house shows because it's not like you're basically telling them to come play your private party, in a way. But even though I'm not making any money off of it, it's going to them. But if the compensation is only $30 for an hour set or something, that's what it breaks down to. Is at least they're I had a fun time. They had my favorite beer and damn, they had some pretzels. They had some pub mix. They got
yeah.
They had some snacks.
Hell yeah, man. I remember we were talking before previously, and you mentioned maybe doing a podcast. Have you had any further exploration on that?
Yeah, so I have the kit for it. I was going to try to set up something to produce. I want to kind of be behind the lens, similar to my shows, basically. But when it came to it, I'm moving out in June. Mm-hmm. So I was I don't know if I can really establish something here with someone here to produce it with. And then bring it on the road with me. I was I don't know how it's going to work out. So I decided, I'm just going to keep the podcast kit, my soft boxes, my backdrops, and then just do artist interviews for the new venue that I'm building out. So kind of keep that for there. Maybe, might do some podcasts when people are sliding through the farm and stuff. But I think I'm going to leave that to be kind of organic. Hey, you're here for the weekend. You just want to talk for 30 minutes, 40 minutes,
Yeah. Yeah, well, and that's...
Because people are always going to be passing through the farm, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, and that's the beauty of podcast, It is like this, Yeah. It's an organic conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Shit, man. I think we've been going for a while.
Yeah.
I think this might be a good place to wrap up.
What time is it?
4:11.
All right. Well, I'm going to end it on one note. So, I can either confirm or deny there's a protest today.
Yeah.
There it's at City Hall. 4 p.m. So probably homies are already there.
Cool.
But yeah.
If you want to go with that, check out.
That's Des Moines City Hall, by the way.
Before you go, really quick, shout out your Insta and all that.
Yeah. So Iowa Underground is iowa.undgnd. That's the social for that. And then the Rabbit Hole 515 is the Rabbit Hole. That's pretty much all I got to promote right there.
Hell yeah. Jackson Brown, it's been a good time, man.
It's been fun.
Awesome.